Hey everyone, so I've had a couple of questions about how to record audio levels for Eurorack and other synthesizers. So basically, things that I've learned is you need to make sure like everything from your computer to your sound card to all your instruments and everything is all plugged in to the same circuit breaker or plug in your house. That'll really cut back on any type of noise type issues you have going on. Recording levels, I use the Vermona Twin Out for my Eurorack. I have an Apollo X8P audio interface. So we're going to use the Apollo as its console as like a standard mixer so you can see what the levels and stuff are going on. This is the Vermona Twin Out. It's been my favorite module for getting a really nice clean level out of my modular to my computer. As you can see here, the twin out level, the stereo, you just have to use one knob. I usually record in stereo and everything, but with my Eurorack going into it, if your levels start peaking the red here, so like if you have a Eurorack module or an external mixer before it goes to your sound card, if you're clipping in the red, you know it's too much. You need to dial it back some. Preferably, I like to keep my level here at about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. It changes depending on what modular I'm using, but you want the level to be high in your modular going out to your output on your modular. So as long as it's below peaking, you'll get a really nice clean signal. Now, after it runs out of that, you got your mixer here. This can be any type of mixer, for your sound card input or an external mixer. So I'm going to mute this channel, but I've got a sound coming through that I'm going to send in. Oops, this one. I've got a Virus Indigo hooked up to this right now, and it is at full volume. Now, if you see my input gain here, I'm still not getting up in the yellow. So if I bring up this gain knob up here, see, I want to bring it down so it's just hitting the yellow peaks. And then I know my signal is going to be really clean. And that's the main thing that we're going for. So if you have your power all hooked up to the same breaker in your house, that's going to cut back on noise. Your synths are going to be at full volume as long as they're not peaking. If they are, then you need to bring them back a little bit. Your modular is going to be loud going into things. But if you got a good line level out module, that's going to help a lot. And when you run into your mixer, you want to make sure that your gain input is bringing it up to around 0 VU, which is the yellow markings on this. But everything's always a little different, so you'll have to read your manual and stuff. And your fader should be sitting at 0. Now, I record everything at once, like one sound at a time when I do my recordings. So I'm not worrying about like a full mix across everything. Whenever you do a full mix, the kick, if you're doing beat music, the kick will be the loudest part. And as long as your kick's hitting at this 0 VU, just barely clipping on the yellow, then you can mix everything else in, because nothing's going to be louder than the kick. So if you're recording multiple things at once, do your kick first, get that up to 0 VU, and then you can mix the rest of the stuff. But when you mix the rest of the stuff, you still want to use this gain knob, and have your fader at 0. Use the gain knob, get it up to where it's hitting 0 VU, and then you can use your gain on your fader to get the mix level just right, because you want that first gain staging to be correct. So don't be scared to turn your synth up all the way while it's running into the mixer, and then use the gain to bring it down or up. If the gain's all the way down and it's peaking into the red, like pegging up into the red like that, then you need to turn your synth down. Very unlikely you'll have to turn your synth down. If it's like a keyboard, if it's your modular, yeah, you might have to turn it down. But the main goal here is just to hit 0, then use your faders to adjust the volumes. And then whenever you record into Cubase or Logic or whatever, Ableton, whatever you're using, your sounds are going to be clean. And that's what we're going for. We want super clean sound, so whenever we get to mastering, I don't have to, and other people don't have to deal with a lot of noise, because you will get that with modular synths. Lots of noise. And like I said before, all that noise, it comes from not being grounded correctly. So when I had my studio, I turned my garage into a studio. I made sure every single outlet in this room ran off the same breaker, and they're all running off the same ground. And everything has been super clean and crisp. Everything's perfect. So I hope that helped out some. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments. I'll be glad to help out. Hope you have a good day. Thank you.